This is another video associated with my classes. Now don't, if you're a fancy, real Excel whiz modeler, this won't be for you. In this, I'm working on this cool class. Oh no. We took real budget data and we are making scatter plots. We're showing you how to use the SUMIF command, showing you how to make nice forecast versus actual. Somewhere I have a bubble chart that we're going to make even better and all of that. Okay, and we're going to make some forecasts versus actual. We're going to use my program where you can download all the stuff for different countries and compare the portfolio loans to the population and the GDP per capita and do some bubble charts and statistical analysis on all of this. All right. Now what I'm showing you now is something I haven't got to the point yet. I'm showing you how to just take some data. This is not formatted data, and I'm showing you the rule about making a shortcut key of your own. It would be very useful to make formatting shortcut keys, and what I don't think you want is some fancy course from F1, F9 or something like. You don't want some fancy person to give you this. You want to put your own there. You want to do your own. You want to make your own shortcut keys, and it's so easy, and there's only one big rule. Shift F11. The one big rule, don't move the cursor. I don't know what to call that anymore. When making the macro. That's the only one. Okay, that's the only big rule. So let's say I want to put a double underline for some reason. Okay, I go and start making a macro. I have to press Shift Control M because I've got my generic macros open. I can make a macro from here. I can go to View and Macros and record a macro from here. If I have the Developer tab, I can record a macro from here. Let's record it. I'm going to call it, we can leave it macro 1 or put double underline. Now, you have to, of course, keep it one word. You can't have a space, $, blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know. There probably is a shortcut key named Control-G. There might be a shortcut. There probably isn't one. Press Shift Control-G unless you've got one of these people who overrid on this. So I don't know what Shift Control-G is. I don't use it, so I'm going to make my own. Record the macro. You don't move from here. Don't move. Once you're starting recording, this is just like pressing video on your phone. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. And then all you do is you go to the Home tab and you put the double underline here. Okay, and then, most important of all, you stop the recording here. You could go to the developer, stop the recording here. You could go to View, Macros, and stop the recording here. You've got one line done. And then you press Shift Control right arrow and Control G, and it works. And you've just made your own shortcut video. Now, key. Now, I want to put a comma. If you press Shift Control 1, it puts a comma, but it puts the decimals on. I don't want decimals in here. So let's make this without decimals. So I'm going to try it a little bit differently. I'm going to use if you press Control 1, it gives you all the, format. So I'm just going to put it with no decimals here. Let me see. Maybe I want this one to be a negative. Should I just put the, what do you think? I better put the negative sign on the red just in case. So what we're going to do is do another thing. You leave it in the same place. Okay, and I'm going to call this Control J. I'll call this decimals. And I got to be really careful. I'm going to spell it wrong on purpose because decimals might be something that's used. And that's going to be Shift Control J. Je ne peux pas dire ça en français. And then I click on this, and I press Control 1, and then I just say, oh, I want this one. Okay? Ugh. Didn't work very well. Stop recording. Why did that not work so well? Oh, I put the decimals in here. Oh, shit. Sorry. Shoot. Let's go and do that again. Make another macro. Now, when you make this macro, I'm going to call this decimal again. I think that's what I called it. If I press Control J, press OK, it says, oh, you have a key, but you already have that. So I made that mistake on purpose, you know? So what you have to do is go to macros, and you go down to options, and hang on, let's go to decimals, and you put options, and it says Control G, and you press OK. You don't want it there, and you press cancel. Now you just took it out. I didn't explain that all that well, but whatever. Let's make a new macro. Same thing, this one, Control G, press OK. Now it works, okay? It's a pain, you have to take the shortcut key out. Control 1, and I should have put in no decimals, sorry about that. Okay, and then we'll stop recording the macro. Now let's look at the macro just for a minute before we do this one. Because sometimes it seems that when you, which one did I just do? If I did this, I hope I did this one. Shows them both. Okay, well it didn't put any, sometimes it puts the cell you're on in there. Okay, so this is the one we want. We can delete this macro, no problem. Okay, and then we press, how about this? Let's go up here, Shift Control right arrow, Shift Control down, arrow, Control J. Okay, that's your own macro. That's all there is. And there's a lot of good stuff here. I think we're going to, when this is finished, we're going to show you how to take the pivot tables and make all sorts of waterfall graphs, bubble charts, flexible charts, actual versus forecast charts, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have so many things you can hardly even believe it. And you can look at that file. It's going to be on the website. I haven't even started this yet. I better go over to this one. It's going to be in this folder called Statistical Analysis for Finance and Budgets. I'm going to put and budgets here. Okay? So, goodbye. Au revoir.